everyone, my name is Natalie and welcome to my channel. I am a daycare owner and provider and have been for 20 years here in beautiful Park City, Utah. And I decided that I would give my experience and advice to any new in-home daycare owners or daycare center providers or even parents. I just want to spread my knowledge and hopefully some wisdom to help empower any of you in-home daycare owners or parents or whoever can get anything out of the Q&A answer sessions that I am going to give you now. So I'm finding all these questions off the internet, on Reddit, off Facebook, questions that new in-home daycare providers have asked, and I'm just going to answer the questions. So let's call this a little bit of story time, a little bit of Q&A. As a disclaimer, I am just a daycare owner and have been for 20 years. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor. I am not a social worker. I'm just basing my opinions off of 20 years of experience. So take it for what you will. That's it. Let's get started. We don't have a minute to spare here. Here we go. First question of the day. I had a parent meet and greet planned this morning and the lady was a no-show, no-call. She called 7 hours later and left a message that she needed to reschedule with no apology or anything. Would you reschedule this? My husband thinks I should give her another chance, but I'm thinking it's a red flag. What would you do? This is a daycare owner that's asking about a parent that no-showed a scheduled tour or a meet and greet, whatever you call it. If someone no-shows with no call, no text message, no anything, and then they call 7 hours later and they're like, oh, I forgot, that is a red flag for me. The husband says, give another chance, and she says that it's a red flag. And if you think it's a red flag in your gut, then you're usually right. If someone can't take the time to send you a simple text message saying that they're not going to be able to make a meet and greet, especially when you took time out of your schedule to plan. A lot of times I do that after work, and if I'm waiting around and I'm getting a no call, no show, that is a red flag for me personally. So if that person calls to apologize, I would call them back and be like, listen, you didn't text me back. I don't know if this is going to be a good fit. Unless there's a really good excuse, I don't think I would accept that person into my program, only because I'd have to worry about getting paid. I'd have to worry about inconsistency, flakiness of the parent. So no go for me. Question number 2. Do you charge the parents when you, the provider, go on vacation? Why or why not? Okay, this is a question that's going to depend on the kind of program that you have. Me personally, I do a tuition-based program. So my parents sign a contract from September all the way until the next year. So it's basically the school year, and I divide my payments in equal payments of 12. So for 12 months out of the year, they're paying the exact same price. Now I am off all federal holidays and I take 4 weeks of vacation a year, and that is all built into the price, into the tuition payment. And my tuition is due at the beginning of every month. So they pay for the month. So if the kid is gonna come in August, they pay August 1st for the month of August, and each payment is exactly the same, regardless. So that's how I do it. And so basically, I guess I am getting paid vacations, but it's just based into my tuition. Some people have a more hourly center where it's a little bit more flexible, and sometimes they don't charge for vacations. So it just depends. Me personally, yes, I do include my vacations into the price. All right, moving on. Question number 3. I have 2 seriously messy eaters that will not sit in a high chair. Both are 2 years old. Any advice? Ways to make cleanup easier? They throw and drop lots of food on the floor. Food on the table is rubbed and smeared and mashed. They get themselves dirty as well, but I wipe down all the kids, so I'm not too stressed about that. But the table and the floor cleaning is extensive and constant, haha. Okay, daycare owner, provider, whoever you are, this is on you. It's not on the child. It's not the child's fault. In my opinion, you are not teaching your 2-year-olds how to eat properly. Now, me, myself, based on my experience, my children learn how to eat properly, meaning not smearing stuff all over the table at a young age, as early as 15 months old. When they're babies, it's one thing because they don't know what they're doing, honestly, and they don't have the motor skills. But once they turn 1, they are smart. They understand. If I see them start to smash things on purpose and not eat their food, I will tell them, no, we don't smash food, you eat. And I show them, eat. And if they do it, I'm like, yay. So it's mostly positive reinforcement. But if they keep doing it, then I'll be like, okay, you're done. Clean them up, and they're done. They're done eating. And that will usually be like, oh. And it's not that I'm gonna deny them food at all, because I will put them back in the high chair. Yes, it takes time for me. It's a little bit more inconvenient for me, but for me, it's better for me to teach them and for them to understand that if they're gonna throw food and smash food on purpose, when they know that they're supposed to be eating the food, then I'm gonna take the time to clean them up, get them out of the high chair and say, you're done. Not eating. That's not how we eat here. We don't eat like this. And I just use a tone of voice, a more firm tone of voice, because if you're like sing-songy the whole time, these little kids, they will walk all over you. And you know they will, because you're a parent. If you're a daycare owner and provider, most likely you're a parent and you understand that they know and they're like, haha, I got her. So this is on the daycare provider. It is, in my opinion, she is not taking the time to teach their kids, to teach the children how to eat properly. And then usually, if I put them back in the high chair, I will go over it again. I'll be like, look, we eat one at a time, and I show them. And if they start doing it, then I clap and I give them lots of positive reinforcement. And usually they will want to please, and then that's it. It's so easy. It's not really that hard. It just takes a little bit more time and a little bit of consistency on my part. If a kid is acting that way, that's not on the kid, that's on the parent or the provider. And I hope that answers that question. And that is going to wrap up this episode. This is episode 2 of Daycare Q&A or Storytime. And if you like what you see, like and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share this channel out to any parents or daycare providers if you feel like it would be helpful. And comment below if you have any advice, any comments about the questions, and what would you do in those situations. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, that's it. I'm Natalie, and subscribe.